It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care. We're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Yeah, all right. Hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy days. It is Tuesday here. My daughter Caitlin dropped by. She's going to be taking me to lunch today. How sweet is that?
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Somebody just fishing for a little invite.
Come along. Yeah, we're going to go check out Cholo Soy.
Oh, and you're wearing the T-shirt. Perfect.
Yep.
They can put you on the line. You'll be back there in the kitchen.
Yeah. I kind of have a shirt rotation, and I kind of saw it, and I was like, wait, am I going to Cholo Soy? I'm like, it's just kind of rushing. I put it on. I'm like, yeah, what the heck if I am? So
they're going to think that you work there.
They will.
It's okay. You can start bussing tables.
I might, yeah.
Are you cozy knowing you have a very delicious meal coming?
It would be fun, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
They do a good job. They do like modern Mexican.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
It is, yeah. We'll do a video of it so you can see what the place looks like and get an idea of where it is. So it's one of those places I highly recommend.
The dishes are colorful and beautiful, and they taste as good as they look.
They do. It's been featured on the diners, drive-ins, whatever it is, and dives.
Yeah.
That Guy Fieri does. I think Vanilla Ice went in there. Vanilla Ice goes in there a good bit too. So yeah, it's a lovely little place. And if you don't know about it, you need to know.
I kind of want to see how quick, or see if you could eat a whole burrito in one bite.
Probably not going to go burrito bird. Yeah, it's probably not going to be the plan today.
I didn't think.
I hate to disappoint you. I just wanted to let you know ahead of time.
It's all good.
Probably not going down that path. All right, got a ton of emails to get to here today. Got one from Caitlin. Said, I just love when you let us know what the kids are using for slang today. I pick my kids up from school and I just start peppering the slang throughout our conversations. They hate it and laugh and cringe. We have such a fun time. Thanks for keeping me supremely uncool.
That's fun.
That's adorable.
Yeah, that is fun.
What is the thing with 6'7" right now? Do you know what that is, Caitlin? Apparently, like 6'7" is the thing.
It's just like a dance move.
A dance move, okay.
I don't dance, or I would show you.
I don't dance.
I'm too cool to dance, so I'll just tell you.
It's a type of dance move.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some things that are out there. In fact, Jillian had said, you think those phrases are weird. Work in elementary schools. Right now, Italian brain rot is extremely popular. It's absolutely bizarre. Denny's was saying that his wife, Jen, was mentioning that. I don't know what Italian brain rot is.
We picked up Italian brain rot merch in Italy because one of the little boys that Magnolia babysits for up in Tallahassee loves it, is obsessed with it. It's like, it looks like cartoon to me, like some kind of, I don't know, modern Pokemon kind of thing. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really speak to it. Maybe we can get Denny's in here to kind of flush out what exactly it is. But it's kind of like, I know you've had the things like the skibbity toilet and all that kind of stuff that just is nonsensical. And I think this kind of might be on it. That was part of the thing that we were talking about today. It seems like some of the slang, it just really doesn't mean anything. People were just saying that. What was that one thing? It was that acronym about something up in your butt or something like that?
Yeah, something about your butt.
Yeah. You know what that is. That's crazy. What was it you were saying? Was it the Italian brain rot that you were saying that you're agreeing on?
Yeah, it's very popular in elementary school, but I guess all the kids are into it. But they're little cartoons, and it's in Italian, but it's Italian rhymes. So it'll be like, spaghetto, forgetto, and it'll just say that over and over again, and all the kids just keep repeating these lines.
Oh, I want to play.
You can buy sticker books and little dolls and merch.
Somebody made a bunch of AI characters for the rhyming phrases, and now those are kind of, even in video games now, they'll import those characters in, and they just repeat those lines endlessly.
Because never hearing it before, it kind of sounds offensive. You got Italian brain rot. What? Oh, fuck you.
It's incredibly popular, though. All the kids love it.
It wasn't an insult directed at you. The Italian guy in the room took offense.
Yeah, I mean, I am a shitty Italian, so we're cool.
I wonder how that even gets into the common vernacular. Is it things because of social media that are being pulled from there because it's global and some kid picked up on it. But how is it that so many kids in so many elementary schools are on this?
I think it's videos, it's social media videos, like that Skibbity toilet. It's a video where a guy's head pops out of a toilet and he sings, and people just became obsessed with it and they started just adding the word Skibbity to everything.
That is a horrifying concept. A man comes out of your toilet, starts singing to you.
Yeah, because sometimes I pee in the middle of the night and I don't turn the lights on just to be nice to the people sleeping in the bedroom.
Imagine Skibbity Doo coming up your crotch.
Is he related to Scooby Doo?
Oh my gosh. Some of this children's shit's fucking weird, man.
It is weird. His head pops out of the toilet and he starts scatting. I don't.
What?
It's so odd.
How about that?
Where am I supposed to pee if that's going on?
I hear you.
Oh
How
my
about
God.
that? How about that? And Steven said, just as a small point of information, Bob Dylan, famous singer, writer, and Nobel Prize winner, wrote a book called Tarantula, and there were no punctuation marks at all. It would
Yeah.
drive Kevin crazy.
Wasn't as good as his singing.
Yeah.
As if it was, it's a shitty book.
Yeah, Caitlin shared one of the texts. I was talking about that, about how with the punctuation, it just, that's what I can't get, because we'd heard that the exclamation point now is, it's almost kind of a common term sense of agreement, where it's like, hey, if I agree with you, you just send back an exclamation point. And it's like, I'm right there with you. Instead of like, to me, I'm old man, I do like a thumbs up or a love, that's how I let you know. But no, apparently it's an exclamation point. And this was a text I was talking about, where I sent a text to Caitlin and I said, yeah, they got food. And like you properly should, I put a period down. And she said, why are you putting periods? Are you angry?
No, I'm not angry. I'm happy they ate.
I said, I grew up proper. Your generation is savage, and you will one day see the destruction you have done by refusing to use periods. And she just went, rawr.
Calm down, old
Why is
man.
Dad so mad?
Dad's yelling all the
Why is
time.
Dad yelling? Dad's always so upset.
I think my generation's incapable of sending a text without putting LOL or haha at the end of messages.
That's
it's
a
like a way
millennial
of
thing.
softening the message.
Yeah. And that was another thing they had said too, was LOL now. Because it's almost like Gen Z is trying to really push millennial into the uncool pool a lot faster than they want to go. And so they're going, just so you know, LOL is like way played.
Yeah.
Your brother is missing. LOL, just to soften the blow.
Your brother is missing.
Good luck.
Laughing
We
emoji.
think he's been sex trafficked. LOL.
We haven't heard from him for 3 weeks. We found blood in his apartment. Laughy emoji.
LOL. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that book would drive me crazy. I don't know how you know what you're reading at that point. And
What would be worse, reading Bob Dylan's book or listening to his music?
Gosh, reading the book sounds terrible.
yeah,
Give me the music.
Luckily, I don't really know any Bob Dylan. I know the how does it feel? That's about all I got.
The hits.
That's about all I got.
You should sing Bob Dylan at our next karaoke party.
Yeah, dude, I guess song's terrible.
As Bob Dylan.
When's that booked? In 3 years?
And it's not booked yet.
Christine said, commenting here on the kids' allowances, my kids each have cleaning responsibilities every day, and they don't get paid for that because we all have a job to keep the house clean and help each other out. My 17-year-old has a checking account with a debit card that we add money to for babysitting and other extra things he does. He already gets his cell phone, car, travel baseball, and school baseball gear expenses paid for, including our baseball trips, and that's not cheap.
Oh, baseball trips. That sounds expensive.
All that stuff is expensive. It was getting bad when I was playing, and I'm old. The baseball bats and traveling was really starting to kind of become a thing where you had to pay so much money, not only for gloves, batting gloves, you had to pay for the traveling. And it probably got even worse when Caitlin, your daughter, was playing.
Yeah, well, they started doing other things. The travel was a different thing. And I realized halfway through it was a beautiful thing. I just loved that they were playing and doing what they were doing. But my wife and I had said somewhere along that path, we're like, if it's all about getting a scholarship, and some people try to claim that it is, you pay way more in the travel experience and playing softball. And if you just put that money away, you would pay so much more for the college. Like, you're not saving any money by getting your kid and pushing them to the point where they got to get a scholarship. It's got to be about the experience.
And some kids had some money, so they had good equipment. My first year in baseball, I had to wear blue jeans for my baseball pants.
Aww.
And that fucking sucked, man. No, none of the kids made fun of that.
I remember when I was in T-ball, we had a kid in jeans, and you're like, what's going on with that kid?
Oh, man. It was awful.
I know. Growing up as the poor kid, you do get mocked.
You definitely get mocked.
Kids are ruthless.
I told my parents, I go, we cannot do another blue jean season. We just can't. I go, I can't concentrate.
I got to find some secondhand pants or something.
Yeah. But it gets crazy, because they start traveling as they get further into high school. And what was just trips around the state of Florida, then they started doing around the country. And then, Caitlin even got to go international to play. Where'd you go
I went
to?
to Italy and Greece and played.
That's awesome.
I think it was my senior year, yeah. It was
So
unreal.
it was a good experience. And, if you want to make that investment in your kid to do it. But, I don't think you're seeing that money back in a scholarship.
That was always a fun thing when you had to travel a few hours for a game. That was big. That was big doings, Virginia.
I bet. Did you travel to lose?
No, we didn't travel to lose.
Did you win?
Yes, sometimes we won. Sometimes we lost. Such is life.
And the story that I had earlier about the allowances was kids in the U.S., the average now is $119 per month. 14% of kids are making over $250 monthly on it. Big Chris said, my daughter doesn't get an allowance anymore. She gets paid for her grades. Once she reached the 7th grade, she has the chance to make over $700 with bonuses every school year. She's now in 8th grade. Work hard and earn your money like I do every day. She gets money twice every 9 weeks. I love that. I think it's really, I think it's a great structure to do.
How old were you when you started working at the grocery store?
I think it was either 14 or 16. I can't remember if they had a special exemption for 14-year-olds where you could. I know at least
Here
by
they
16.
do.
Yeah.
Here in Florida, you can work in the grocery store at 14.
I thought I had that because I started my paper route when I was in 3rd grade, so I was 8. And then I think I worked that straight until I went to the grocery store. And then I started that, I think, 6 years later at 14 and retired from being a newspaper carrier.
Was Fat Kevin on a bike or on foot?
I was on foot because the houses are right next door to each other. So I tried it one time on my bike, but you get on your bike and you'd pedal like 4 times and you put your bike down again. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Just walk, man. What's wrong with you?
Is that video game Paperboy a lie?
Yeah, I remember that.
That game fucking sucks.
I love that game.
I know you like shitty games, dog.
Yeah, it wasn't great. And now today, I think it'd just be lost. Do they even have paper boys?
No.
Is that even a thing?
I don't think so.
I think they have paper people because I see them in my neighborhood at like 5 a.m. throwing papers because I live with, but everybody in my neighborhood is 90.
She's right. There is, I know getting the newspaper seems kind of outdated. There's a certain age that still loves the paper. My dad loves the paper.
There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that still get the paper.
Oh, if Aunt Ann, when she was alive, did not get the paper, she was calling where's my fucking paper at?
I'm sure the Palm Beach Post loved that. Oh, God.
I'm not sure they did.
She gave him an earful.
And another big conversation that come up on yesterday's show was, is 30 minutes enough time for kids to eat lunch in schools? It was really kind of split. It was about half and half, I think, on what people thought on that. Samantha said, I was listening to the show on the way home from work, and 30 minutes can be a little difficult with smaller kids. However, I think the recess time is worse. My kid's school gives them 11 minutes of recess. I'm wondering, is this normal in Palm Beach County? I wonder your thoughts on it. I remember as a kid getting 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes seems better. Maybe it's just too hot for them to be out there that long in the heat.
We had one teacher, she would put a marble in a jar. For every marble, that was a minute of recess we would get. And there was one time we got up to about 47 minutes, but you could get the marbles taken away from you. And some dick face in our class got... He did something so wrong. She took away 20 marbles from us. Yeah, so we couldn't believe it as a class. We lost 20 minutes because of him?
And that's why when you do finally get out recess, everybody in the class needs to kick his ass.
Look, it was a good life lesson going, shit, man, things ain't fair.
You got to get that dickhead in the corner and just pummel him.
Oh, that class was not happy with him.
Yeah. Laura talking about surprise vacations, and we had a conversation today where there was a girl that was headed to Cancun, she thought, for her honeymoon, but her new husband surprised her and said, no, that's actually our plane. We're not flying 4 hours. We're flying 16, and we're going to the Maldives.
Ooh.
Yes, which I don't know too much about. My daughter showed me some photos of...
Have you been to the Maldives?
No, I would love to go.
Yeah.
That's a long flight, though.
Yeah, it's just south of India, I believe, right around that area.
Near Dubai.
Yeah, somebody had texted in today, and they had said that when they went, they went and spent several days in Dubai to kind of cut up the flight. So I think it's maybe a 4-hour flight from Dubai, then to the Maldives.
Wow, that's far.
Yeah, that's a big roll. And I think if you're going to Dubai and the Maldives, it's not a cheap place.
You got some coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the Maldives. I'm going to let you know that right now.
Yeah.
That's like a honeymoon.
It just looks like a lot of turquoise water, like what we have. And then it was just really kind of, from the photos I've seen, I'm sure it's limited, but it was just like bungalows and kind of like tiki huts that are kind of set up
bungalows
around
in
it.
the water.
Yeah, bungalows in the water.
That's
It's
cozy.
absolutely just, it may be one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth, if that's your look, if you love the tropical look.
Gotcha.
Also, too, just the word bungalow. Like, oh, that sounds so fancy.
I've never stayed in a bungalow. Bungalow sounds amazing.
Bungalows are always so expensive.
Yeah,
so expensive.
Bungalow feels like $1,500 a night.
I went to, the Queen and I, we were looking into the bungalows at Hard Rock. I'm like, this would be fun to get the family here and let's get a bungalow. And they're like $1,500. I'm like, we're not getting a bungalow.
So in layman's terms, how would you define a bungalow?
We're getting a beach chair, kids. Cozy up.
Wait, I didn't even pay for that. I mean, we were selling the concrete. You got to towel.
Does a bungalow have to be by water for it to be a bungalow?
A lot of them are by water or pools. It feels like a tropical pool ocean thing.
Mm-hmm. It's just a fancy word to try to get more money out of you.
That's what I'm wondering
That's all it is.
here.
Sometimes you can stay in them, and sometimes they're just like a cabana poolside.
That's another good word.
Those are expensive too.
Yeah. Jay said Fiji is better than the Maldives. I guess.
Really? Is
Okay.
that closer?
I don't think I know much about Fiji.
Is Fiji like
Is that South
Hawaii?
Pacific? Yeah, I think that might be South Pacific.
No, but keep asking Kevin some questions he doesn't know.
I'll spitball it. Yeah, I think it's South Pacific, but yeah.
Kevin knows stuff.
I didn't say he did
Why don't
it.
you pipe down?
He
Stop
ain't-
insulting Kevin.
He ain't no fucking encyclopedia.
His
though.
kid's in the room.
He's
Don't be
not
a
on-
dick.
He's not on. He's not on the
Yeah,
stand.
you gotta throw everything by Caitlin. She's the world traveler. She's
Have you
seen a
been to
lot more than I have.
Fiji, Caitlin?
No, I have no clue where that is.
We don't either.
Yeah, we don't know either.
So Laura said for her surprise vacation, I was surprised by my husband with a 50th birthday to St. Lucia under the guise of doing a mud run and long weekend in Miami. He had to fly in his running outfit with a dinner jacket that he didn't want to pack in his suitcase. He looked hilarious. We met 12 of our friends who had also flown in, and we had a great time. Well, payback is a bitch because 3 years later on my 50th birthday, he surprised me with a long weekend in Miami with about 30 of our friends. The morning after the first big dinner, he had organized a Meet the Dawn paddleboard excursion with the girls. This is actually a guise to get me to the airport to fly to California to meet more friends in Napa for 5 days.
Ooh.
I had to fly across the country in my swimsuit. Beyond the annoyance of having to pee in that tiny bathroom while wrestling with swimwear, whoever packed my bag forgot all my underwear. Regardless, it was an amazing vacation and birthday surprise. So, yeah, that was kind of the debate we had today was if you would like doing a surprise. Now, Caitlin, you might know this because I brought this up to your mom yesterday when I saw that. And I was like, okay, so what if, we were at the airport and I was like, surprise, we're heading here instead. Your mom was like, I would love that. She's like, I would be happy to turn around. Thank you for the
No,
look.
she would
Right.
not.
I'm like, she says the most unbelievable things where you're like, Don't gaslight me.
We wouldn't even get that far.
No.
She likes the romantic idea of watching somebody else do it on TikTok.
And so early in our marriage, I used to be the dumbass that would fall for it, and I would do it. And then we would start to go down that path. She'd be like, no, we're not. And she's like, I'm not in control, and like hits the brakes. And she's like, no, none of this. And I'm like, all right. So she doesn't like when you surprise her or take her anywhere. So when I'm telling her that, yes, she's like, no, I would love that. She's like, that would be a dream to me. I'd be like, yes, right. I was the same way. I was like, oh yeah, do tell. So my thought was, I'm thinking about springing this on your mom and we should document the whole thing. Be like, you thought you were going here. Instead, here's what we're doing. And just watch her reaction, because she'll probably take the whole family in a big to-do. She'll probably shut down the whole vacation and we go get in an Uber and go home.
We just go home, yeah.
I think we go home.
I think we would it wouldn't even get as far as we wouldn't even book flights. Like, we would never do that.
No.
But the rejection on a video would be hilarious.
That's what I
yes,
want. Yeah.
that's what we want. Your sadness and pain.
Yeah, maybe Kayla and I can, set this whole thing up where we don't waste all the money. It'll be non-refundable, of course, and then I'll hear about that until I'll be on my deathbed. You know how much money you waste on that stupid prank?
That's the last thing. That's your last words you hear as you're going into the light.
Well, you can fake it and make it look like you bought all these tickets and all this stuff, and have like confirmation numbers and hotel, and you can print out stuff that makes it look like you paid when you really didn't pay.
Right.
And then say, Kim, me and Caitlin, we did this for you. You said it was going to be awesome and you wanted that, and so we did it.
Yeah, I should. If I would have known the reaction, I would have recorded yesterday to put the whole thing together.
Ah, you missed it.
Of course I would love that. Who wouldn't love that? That's amazing. That's so romantic. That's fantastic. I would love that. Why don't you ever do anything like that? I don't know. Why don't I ever do anything like that? Yeah.
You know what? She keep you on your toes.
Keeps you on your toes. Keeps you guessing. Yeah, it just keeps you on that level of frustration. No, it's not true. It's lies. I know the truth. Jeremy said, I'm heading back from Key Largo from my mini vacation. The best part was the snorkeling expedition I did Sunday morning.
Oh, I love snorkeling.
I know you do.
I snorkeled for like 5 hours in Italy. We lost
cool.
track of time.
What's the water like there? Is it like here where you can see down to the bottom?
Gorgeous. Exactly like that.
Oh, that's so
but
cool.
It's like rocks on the bottom.
Wow.
We were swimming through all these little channels, and like there was land on one side, land on the other, and then just a little channel of water.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like an aquarium.
Oh,
it was
that's amazing.
so cool. But that was on the island that we went to off the coast of Rome, Ventadine.
Man, my snorkeling story is so different. My dad took a snorkel at Juno Beach, and I'm in there, and I'm looking just kind of shallow, and all of a sudden I go, what is that? And I hit some old man's leg. It was in the water. I didn't see it.
Yeah, so here is what they're talking about with the little lighthouse that is there.
That's cool.
We snorkeled the reef. It was amazing. Thousands of different fish, tons of barracudas, parrotfish, and I got to swim with the shark and pet her. Well, you're brave. And also shout out to Robbie's in Isla Mirada, where you can also feed the massive tarpons.
Yeah, we've been to Robbie's. That's fun.
Yeah, I know, Caitlin, you've done that.
I like that place.
Yeah, Isla Mirada is really cool. I know we were talking about maybe doing a family Key West trip here one of these days, and I think Isla Mirada is worth a day.
Do it.
It's a great way to break it up.
Get kayaks and kayak over to that Indian island. We did that.
Oh, you did?
That is so much fun. Right off of Isla Mirada, right Robbie's. That's where you rent the kayaks, is right there.
Is that on the east-west side, Saeed? Do you remember? Where's Robbie's? Is that on the east side as you're kind of going through?
Of the bridge?
Her drunk ass don't remember.
Well, because you're in the Keys. Everything's like a narrow. So
right.
you're either
So if you're going south, Robbie's is on the right and the Indian Island is on the left.
Oh, okay.
What made it so fun? Why did?
Because it's like you're exploring an island over there that's like not built up at all, and it's like a historical island. Oh, Kev, history, Kev.
Yeah.
There's like landmarkers, and you can see where buildings used to be, and it tells you what it was
I love that,
when the
yeah.
people lived there, and it gives you a little description. And it's also really beautiful. The island itself is beautiful. You
Yeah.
can snorkel off of it. We snorkeled for like 2 I was really nice.
That's cool.
What was the best fish you saw?
I I think we saw some dolphin. Some mahi-mahi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are beautiful fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blue Ridge Gator said, Chica Lodge in Isla Mirada is the place to stay. That is nice. I think we had stayed there. Yeah, we stayed there one time.
Postcard Inn, I stayed there. That was cute.
Okay. Yeah, they got some great places.
It was a little cheaper than Chica.
I just fell asleep on some kind of beach one night.
Yeah.
In the sand?
He had quite a trip. That's the same trip he was eating gravel in the parking lot. Remember that?
That's how you save on your hotel costs.
The Sunset Grill.
I fell asleep in some lawn chair somewhere on the beach and woke up like, why is it so hot in my room? Oh, fuck, that's the sun.
Where's my room?
I got another thought here from a call that we had the other day and an email. Jeff, we'd had the one woman who had the husband that had taken all the apps off of his phone, his social media stuff, as he was going in for a surgery. And then she reloaded. That whole thing just kind of fell apart because he then got upset that she had done that to check because he had texted with an ex previously. So she kind of had it already established that I'm going to be monitoring your social media, which that didn't seem foul. He had been messaging the ex, but it wasn't frequent. But 3 months prior, he had commented on how beautiful she looked in one of her photos, and she thought that was a little bit off. And so he felt violated that she broke into his phone, re-downloaded his apps, read through his messages, and he got all upset and said, take me to my mother's house, and I'm going to be filing for a divorce.
Good. Bye.
Jeff had said your caller with the husband that was cheating didn't have to open his eyes to use facial recognition because you can use facial recognition while you're wearing sunglasses and your phone open just fine. Yeah, I thought so. A couple of people had said that. I didn't like, that doesn't feel right to me.
We got bad information.
Wait, what?
That happens a lot. And Eva said, he left because he was caught. That is an interesting, that's an interesting energy and position because, sometimes you're just like, you know what? You got me.
He went from 0 to 1,000 real quick. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm leaving you. I'm at mom's house.
Let him go.
Yeah.
He's telling you everything you need to know about the man he is in that moment. You let him go. You help him pack and you say, bye, bitch.
He's not into your marriage anymore.
No, he's not. He's certainly not into respecting you.
Yeah. And Candace had said, hey, the Sydney Sweeney movie sounded familiar, so I finally looked it up. It's because Netflix has a documentary series, Untold, and one of the episodes is on Christy Martin. Oh. That's who she's playing. She was a female boxer from West Virginia. So it's an incredibly well-done show all about people in sports and their scandals. Christy, who Sydney Sweeney portrays, is the woman who really got women's boxing on the map. She was a badass. Of course, with that, there was money to be made, and her manager turned husband wasn't just in it for love. Shocker, I know.
Oh.
I'm excited to see the movie, knowing the story. The episode on Netflix is called Deal with the Devil.
Wow, That sounds juicy.
Yeah, could be good. Boy, the trailer I saw today, and it's already kind of sticking with me, but I got to tell you, it's kind of drawn me in. The Ed Gein story.
Oh, fun facts.
It just, kind of watching it. The thing I didn't realize, Ed Gein, I think maybe in the 50s was doing his murderous ways, and he inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a whole bunch of like Psycho, I think, because I think he had a weird relationship with the mom.
He did. He had a weird relationship with his mom, and I don't think his kill count was very large, but the way he went about doing it was horrific.
Well, he was the originator of I'm going to wear their skin.
Yeah.
So if you ever make that quote, you got to, word up Ed Gein.
You got to give
Ed Gein fun facts.
Credit to Ed Gein.
Yes.
He's the guy. Yeah. And in it, they show him, his mom dies, it looks like, and then he's wearing her dress and somebody walks in, he turns around, he's got her face on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where Ed Gein was.
Did the mom die of natural causes or did he kill the mom?
He killed the mom.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. So
he killed his own mother and then wore her face? That's fucked.
It's called matricide.
Matricide?
Yeah.
There's a word for
There
it?
is. There's a word for killing your mother. There's a word for killing your father.
Of course you know it.
father's patricide.
Is it?
I'm just guessing. I don't know. I assume
Yeah, that makes sense.
probably is. I don't know. I've never really thought of the terms for killing my father.
The more you know.
I really should kind of reel it in about my murder facts.
Yeah. You said it so cold, too.
I know,
The way you said it was like, you dummy.
I believe that's what it's called. I can believe me. Someone will.
Oh, you're not deflecting now. We know you know exactly what it's called. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I just took a wild swing at that one. Yeah. How would I know?
We know you know.
All right. I'm sorry.
And this is a little interesting. Remember I played that clip on the Whacked Out News, might even been tail end of last week, of the guy that had scammed that 70-year-old woman. It was here in Florida. And remember, he was sitting in the patrol car and she was kind of just scolding him.
Yes.
Because he had taken her money.
Yes.
And got this interesting email. Says, I was just listening to the show from a few days ago. You're talking about the 70-year-old woman who got scammed. He got caught, but I just got a friend request from him.
What?
Paul Lacamera, I guess is his name, sent you a friend request, U.S. Army General, commander of the, I don't know what that's all
Maybe
about.
somebody's still doing the scam.
Maybe is his name or something like that? Or, yeah, I don't even know what that, maybe somebody who understands scams. I don't even know what this means. Is somebody else acting like they're him?
Totally, that could be going on.
Or is it actually him already back to his craft already?
I don't think he's really a general.
Yeah, and I would imagine he's probably still in custody. I would imagine that they would just go and process you. I would think you would stay behind bars for a couple days on that.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You never know anymore.
You never know. You're right.
They like to turn people right back out on the streets.
What are we doing?
Ew, man.
Yeah. Hey, before you get out there, you can take the skin of your mom off your face. Oh, sure.
Oh, you got a little mom on your cheek.
Right.
All right, let him go.
Look at that.
All right. Don't do this again. You promise?
Be good.
You promise?
Be good, Mr. Geen.
Okay. Pinky swear? Okay, you're good. All right.
Pinky swear with somebody else's pinky.
Is the Ed Gein, is that Netflix?
I think it is. I think it's the Monster series. Remember, I know we had talked when they had done
Dahmer?
Dahmer. Yeah, that was I think that was one of the ones they've done.
They love them some murder over there at Netflix. They
know what sells.
Well, you know, Netflix, like I said, I was talking about how much they look at the numbers and how they don't take any risks. So they're not taking any risks. They know. I mean, you look at the true crime podcast, it's like the number one, type of podcast that's out there. So people love that stuff.
All that stuff. I mean, there are people on YouTube that make their own style of documentary, and you can tell when they're shitty and when they're not very good, but there's so many of them to a point where they get such great numbers, they have to be popular across the board. I'm not the only freak show.
No, people like it. Honestly, I heard somebody kind of breaking it down where, again, it just has to do with your own biological innate desires of trying to stay alive. We are made to do that. And so we pay attention to bad news or horror and things like that, in a sense, to almost inform ourselves just for survival.
This is out there.
Yeah, and I think that's what plays on our interests. It's just kind of biologically written into us to care about that stuff. It's why it's a shame, because look, that's with the social media, you're hacked to care about the bad news, share the bad news, and be invested in it.
The one type I love so much is when the cops bring in somebody that they already have all the information, but the person going in,
they think that they're not even a suspect.
They think they're going to outsmart the cops. They think there's not just folders and folders and videos, and to see their face get caught and go, oh shit, yeah, that is me with an axe in that picture. Oh, you got me.
Oh, you got me all 12 angles holding the axe.
But some of these murders go in there so arrogant. It's insane to me. And it's almost like they have to trick their mind and play a role. I'm going to go in there and these cops aren't going to shake me. But I love it when they have all the evidence, because they're going down.
You're not just here for questioning. You're here to be arrested.
And it's insane, some of these people that kill somebody and think they're still going home after. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, what some of these things are. I was just even kind of looking at the story of the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Seems like a very smart guy. They said he had great, I think, ACT scores, and his grade point average was absolutely amazing. He had a full ride scholarship to Utah State, and I think he only lasted a semester or a quarter, whatever it was, and it was back out. But he seems like a very intelligent individual. And he was just leaving stuff. Like, you would think somebody that's smart would know that you're leaving digital footprints all over the place. He had gone into one of those Discord chats and he had said, hey, guys, I got bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this. So they've got all this kind of stuff. They've got DNA from the towel and the screwdriver up there. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, was he that smart, or is this a kid that almost wanted credit for it to impress his friends?
Well, a big thing, too, that I've noticed watching a lot of this stuff, people kind of ignore red flags that are pretty blatant after the fact, but most people don't think someone that they know is going to kill somebody.
Right.
So you go, all right, that was a little weird.
Yeah.
But then when you look back and go,
You're like, oh, yeah, all the warning signs were there.
There's a lot of times where you go, well, he put this, and then they said, I mean, in so many cases, it's like that.
This is why you got to be like me, suspicious of everybody and expecting that somebody's going to try to murder you. Then you're ready for them.
Have a great week, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think the one path the FBI is going to be going down, kind of alluded to it, is some of these dark corners that they're finding. One of the other shooters that they just had, I believe, of the school last week, it was the young kid. He looks like he's 12, something like that. They had found that he was on one of those sites, too.
Wow.
And the site had kind of been flagged, but they couldn't figure out who was behind it, so they didn't get to him before he wound up doing his shooting. And so they're, I think, really starting to say that, man, so many kids around this age, teenager to early 20s, they're hanging out in these sites and they're just coming out threats, to American society. And it's almost like, okay, we got to do something there. And then they were wanting to know, too, if other people knew, how complicit are you to the murder of somebody if you were kind of aware or this conversation is happening? Because one social media post a week before the murder of Charlie Kirk, there was an X account. So this is Twitter, and it said, it'd be funny if someone like Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, LMAO.
Now, was that his post or was that someone else's post?
It's a different post. And so I think they're trying to figure out who's behind all these posts and how many people knew. Was that just what a random coincidence if you would pick the name and the exact day and you had, oh, man, I just got lucky on that. Whoa, what do you know?
Creepy.
So, yeah, I think this is part of more of the investigation that is going to happen. And on August 6th, an ex-user predicted that September 10th will be a very interesting day. And then after the murder, the user wrote, I plead the 5th.
Wow.
And so I think that's what they're going to have to do is go in and try to figure out who these people are. But Denny's would know more. But with VPNs and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I would assume you could probably stay hidden from anybody almost forever. Denny's nodding his head like, yes. So I almost feels like that might be a fool's errand. I mean, these people might just be able to hide in darkness and say all these kind of things and never be caught. I don't know that world.
It's tough. And they, even the FBI sometimes has a tough time. It's a process. It's not, where if you're looking for that kind of stuff, it's not like they can get it done in a day. It takes a long time to
Why do we allow this? Why do we allow for people to be able to do these things, say these things in secret?
Yeah, I made just a quick reference to it. I need to look more into some of these dark corners of it, just what it is, because look, political speech, I believe, should be allowed. But when you're talking about threats, violence, things like that, those are the kind of things, hate speech that, should be shut down. But it doesn't seem like anybody has control of some of these dark corners, Denny's. And would this kid think that he could pop off and say this kind of stuff? Because it seems like he left a huge digital footprint that's going to really be troubling for him when he gets to court. But if you had a VPN and all that, could you always remain hidden from everybody?
I feel like you could, yeah. The VPNs allow you to seem like you're coming from anywhere in the world. So you could VPN from like France and do all of your commenting
I'm coming
there.
for you, Denny's.
And they would track you to that fake IP over in France.
So can you use a VPN on Discord? So if he was making these comments on Discord, I'm just wondering if you're his defense attorney, do you have any kind of pivot you can do when you have, hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all this. That seems like if they could put that statement definitely on that kid, that would be a troubling comment to try to overcome in court.
Yeah, but VPNs aren't illegal, and you can use them on regular internet. You don't have to use them on dark web or anything.
And you could use them for Discord then, I assume, and remain
I could use it
completely
for
anonymous.
Facebook, anything. It doesn't. All it is when you sign into a VPN, you now are being projected as being in whatever you set the VPN to. You could do America, you could do another country, do any state in America. You can just change your location. It basically hides your location of where you're.
So there's no real way they could shut down these kind of dark corner conversations.
I think why they have so many issues.
That's why there's, that's why with sex trafficking and the predators and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They have these secret places they talk about where they hide and they protect one another. It's pretty crazy stuff.
It seems like really, if you had a center point of all the evil on our planet, it seems like they all congregate and communicate. And that's the one thing they're saying. They're saying there's almost been a shooter's network they're starting to discover, that they're starting to see a pattern with a lot of these school shooters. They're all hanging in the same rooms and actually almost giving tips and pointers to each other.
That's exactly what they say about predators. And we're talking about, just the worst stuff you could imagine, that they're their own organization, and that's how they get all this stuff out on the dark web, and a lot of them are hiding behind what Denny's is talking about.
I'd like to see if somebody has a special on that. I'd like to learn more about it, because I admittedly don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but after seeing what's been going on and what I was hearing on the news today, I'm like, my goodness, it just seems like you could jump right into this dirty pool and you could find all these people that are about to commit heinous acts.
And you can do it without leaving a paper trail. So you can be evil in secret. Why would we allow this?
Yeah, there's not a way to block with every kind of move. You can't do a strategic move to try to fix that problem.
Mm-hmm.
The person that could invent the way to be able to catch somebody that has that, wouldn't they make a lot of money?
Yeah, the tricky part is that I don't think it's illegal to spoof your ID. I think people are just using it illegally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to argue that we have freedom, we have rights to not be surveillanced by the government.
It should be illegal to spoof your ID, is what I'm saying. If you're going to put something out there, it should be able to be traced back to the individual that put it out there.
They all argue on the internet though that's government invading our privacy. They're able to surveillance what you do, I guess, is the ultimate argument. I personally agree. I think it's insane that we're allowed to have this technology, but everyone's going to argue that where's the next line that we're not allowed to.
It's being used for too much evil.
Wow,
it's now flipped.
I have never seen Denny's in Virginia fight like this.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be interesting. I think, for people like me, it's now becoming something where you're understanding a little bit more. And this is probably about the first year hearing of it. And that's where I am. I'm at basic knowledge of this, and I'd like to know more. And it is fascinating. Even the emailer we'd had yesterday talking about how he has friends he games with in China and Iran and all that kind of stuff, and how they can easily, even in China, bypass the government's restrictions that they have on their internet and get through it. I was like, wow, that's crazy, because you would think China would have it on lockdown. He did say North Korea is a different story. And I think North Korea's, they're just saying, go ahead, test the government, because we're just going to behead you and we're going to kill you the second we find you. And then we're going to put you in prison for 10 generations.
But just your head.
Yes.
I think
your children and their heads.
I think they have their own internets. They have it's not a real internet. It's not like the internet we have. Theirs is
and they're able to keep
abridged.
This whole World Wide Web from permeating into their country.
Though, all you need, you can do it with cell phones. You just need a connection to the internet, and then it just spoofs where you're at.
That's what I would think. I think so. I could see how they could bypass it even in China. I'm just kind of curious how they're doing all this.
I think all this stuff's bypassable. I think a lot of these companies that have security breaches and stuff are hacked by people, and then they have companies that hack companies that say they can't be hacked.
Yeah,
and then they sell to them how they hacked it. So that they do it intentionally because they know that the company's going to pay them for how they hacked it, and then they patch it in their next update. And then they just wait until they can hack it again, and they hack it again, and then they sell to them how they hacked it.
Yeah.
It's become like a business.
Good Lord.
It'd be interesting to see how governments are going to take cybersecurity and threats and all that kind of stuff that's going on now.
I hope that never happens to whichknowscutetoes.com. I'm really worried about my empire I'm building.
No, we're worried about it too. Believe us, we definitely think it's going to affect our show negatively. At least that's what Kevin and I texted about over the weekend.
I hope it never gets hacked.
Well, fascinating conversations. Always appreciate your input. You can get it through to us, mail at kvjshow.com. Thank you all for tuning in here today. Got 3 more days left of the weekend. Enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.